Why do we lose hope? There's a couple of reasons, and I want to talk about that and what we can do to have a better perspective and outlook to find it next. Hi, I'm Heidi Tucker, award-winning inspirational author and speaker. Welcome to the Pickled Sunflower, where we come together, make connections, and find hope. As an author, I write stories of great inspiration and hope about people who have clung to that and have been able to rise up out of incredibly difficult circumstances. So I love to speak and talk about hope. But I want to ask the question today, why do we lose it? With a bit of humor, I want to blame that on one thing, and that is Disney. As children, we all grow up wanting the fairy tale, right? And as adults, we secretly wish for it. The fairy tale that Disney shows us growing up watching these movies is beautiful and smooth and easy. The songs are upbeat, the characters are beautiful, there are flowers that are spilling from windowsills along cobblestone streets. What could be better than that? Life in fairy tales is effortless, and it's always about receiving, not giving. In addition to that, it's predictable. Don't we all wish life was predictable? Movie productions make millions of dollars portraying this beautiful, effortless life on the big screen, and we soak it in as children and continue to watch it with our own children as adults. It's beautiful and it's exciting as colorful characters sing and dance in the streets, and we grow up loving this make-believe life. At some point in our life, whether it's when we're teenagers or whether we're young adults or whether we're fully invested into a married life with children of our own, life doesn't go the way that we thought that it would. And it's this huge, how did this happen to me? And this isn't the way that life is supposed to be. We think back to our memories and say, what happened to my fairy tale? Guess what? There's no such thing. But along the lines of a fairy tale, I'd like us all to think about our life as a book. And it's a book that has chapters. Each chapter symbolizes certain events in our life. Now, when you think about a book, if you read a book from cover to cover, you don't judge that book on one chapter, right? Just like we shouldn't be judging our lives on a particular season or a particular chapter that is really hard for us, where things don't seem to be going our way. I believe that we signed up for something here on earth to live this mortal journey as a chapter book, if you would, and to really learn from those chapters as we learn and we grow from these struggles. Each one of our lives is a story, and it's going to be a story that contains a lot of different things within that chapter. It'll be a story of great difficulty, a story of great hope, a story of sadness and despair, and a story of great joy. It'll be a story of heartache. And in addition, it's going to be a story of miracles. And all of that is wrapped into one book called Life. Now, how you live your story is going to be up to you. How we sing our song or how we live our story is going to be unique to us, but essentially, we are all on the same eternal path. We are all looking and learning and trying to gain what we are supposed to gain here on earth so that we can one day live with God again. Those chapters are going to look very different for each one of us, aren't they? They are unique to each one of us, as we all have very specific lessons to learn. But I think it's helpful to recognize that about others and to also recognize that about ourselves. Perhaps as we look at our child and as they are going through a difficult period in their life, you might say to yourself, instead of saying, all hope is lost, I've lost all hope in this child. Instead, I think it's helpful to say, they're in a difficult chapter. Let's see how this plays out. So we love ourselves, we love our child, we love our friend that's going through a difficult chapter. And we say to ourselves, this is not the end. There are more chapters to come. I think that analogy is really, really helpful in asking ourselves not why me, but what now? What now do I need to do to move on to the next chapter of my life? It's a different way of looking at it. Instead of just the make-believe life that Disney has offered us, which is great in its own way, right? But to take it back to reality and recognize that we are doing the very best that we can in the chapter that we are currently in. We have so much to learn. We have so much to gain. There are new gifts that we are discovering as we turn the pages of our own story. So celebrate the great chapters of your life and hang on through the ones that are difficult. We are all living our own stories. I have great confidence and respect for each of you as you do that. I'll see you here next time on The Pickled Sunflower.